Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the 2015 edition of the Dun & Bradstreet Corporate Awards, an event where we will also be releasing the current edition of Dun & Bradstreet's India's Top 500 Companies, brought to you in association with Airtel Business. It is also an occasion worth celebrating, since I am told Dun & Bradstreet has completed 20 years in India. Congratulations. To deliver the welcome address of this special edition of the Dun & Bradstreet's Corporate Awards, I invite to the podium the company's Global President, CEO, and Director, Mr. Bob Carrigan.
We're here to acknowledge the incredible contribution that business leaders like you have made to the Indian and global economy. India has seen tremendous economic growth over the past 2 decades. And the India Top 500 companies are a huge part of that, contributing 20% of GDP and 30% of total exports. So we're very proud to be here today to represent this community of business leaders and to advance our relationships with you as we help companies in India and other multinationals grow their most valuable relationships in business. As I close, I wish to extend my deepest gratitude again to Mr. Yashwant Sinha, Dr. Bibek Debroy, for being here with us today. I am sure that all of us are eager to listen to their perspectives on the Indian economic and political landscape. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Carrigan. Ladies and gentlemen, to address us next, please join me in welcoming to the podium President, Airtel Business, Bharti Airtel Limited, Mr. Manish Prakash.
If you compare and look at a lot of research that has happened in various parts of the global economy, there are direct correlation between GDP growth and the mobile penetration within different economies. Today, mobile telecom industry offers unpenetrated opportunities for economic development that has now become an essential part of commerce and also in the way we work and function every day. The opportunity is in India is more profound, not just driven by the mobile penetration alone, but by the fact of the macroeconomic conditions, the demography advantage of a young nation, and large penetration of mobile technology versus limited core infrastructure availability in these parts of rural India. There is immense momentum within this economy to provide this platform for growth. New companies, new business models that are coming up every single day, driven by this next wave of growth. Today, we can see these industry value chains converging from telecom into banking, into retail, into government, into healthcare, and coming up with all these new possibilities that never existed a couple of years back. Thank you very much.
Well, that brings us to another highlight moment, ladies and gentlemen, the address by an erudite and well-read personality. Please join me in welcoming permanent member, Niti Aayog, Dr. Bibek Debroy.
Let me first thank Dun & Bradstreet, that is, for having invited me to come and speak to you here today. Most of you present here are aware that India recently has revised the measurement of GDP. To create about 12 million new jobs a year, which is what a country like India needs to grow at about 8% a year. Instead of that 8%, India was chugging along at 4.5 or 5.5. When any government comes in, it cannot be anyone's expectation that GDP growth rate from 5.5% will overnight catapult into the 9% league. There is plenty of slack domestically. There is plenty of slack within the system. There are plenty of endogenous sources of growth to enable that transition from 5.5% to 8.5%, perhaps even 9%. But as I said, does not happen overnight. I do not know how many of you here know, except for those who actually are in the corporate sector, that we lose about 5.3% of GDP every year because of tax exemptions. The last bit that I want to mention is about decision making. Decisions cannot be executive. Most decisions are legislative. The moment decisions are legislative, they will have to go through a parliamentary process. Yes, there is a world out there that is impatient. And therefore, every government suffers from some kind of negative sentiments. But delivering that dream of a prosperous India is not only about sentiments. Sentiments are indeed important, but it's also about unleashing the entrepreneurship. Not unleashing the entrepreneurship only in Mumbai or in Delhi or in the Mumbai-Pune belt, but everywhere. Thank you very much.
It's my privilege to introduce our next speaker. Of distinguished stature, probably an understatement. As he takes the podium, let's extend an ovation to one of the country's most amiable politicians, Shri Yashwant Sinha ji.
It is very pleasing to my ears that India is emerging as the fastest growing large economy in the world. So on the one hand, we celebrate the success of India's growth story, of the corporate growth story. On the other, we have to take care of the concerns which are still in the economy, and they'll have to be attended to. There is a debate, and the Governor of Reserve Bank of India often claims that interest rates is not a crucial factor. I will respectfully disagree. In today's economy, if interest rates are brought down and brought down substantially, there will be a tremendous impact on not only the availability of funds, but also the affordability of funds. And this is what is needed. Now, today, we have a situation where even food inflation is come below 5%. Your wholesale price index is running in negative territory. Industrial production is also down. This is a classic case where a very significant reduction in interest rate should take place. And therefore, I'd like to take this occasion here this evening to say that interest rates in India by the RBI, the repo rate, should be reduced by at least 150 basis points in one go. Do it in one stroke. Create investment demand in the economy. Let's provide enough elbow room to the corporates. And it's only by reducing interest rate and by restructuring the old debts that we can do it. It's the government's responsibility to ensure that demand is created in the economy, investment demand. I am not talking of consumption demand. Investment demand is created in the economy, and that the corporates are enabled to take advantage of that investment demand. Let us restart the investment cycle. Thank you very much.
We are about to release, ladies and gentlemen, the 15th edition of India's Top 500 Companies. With all the other dignitaries on stage, I invite Shri Yashwant Sinha to do the honors. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we must next consume for another special task, the felicitation ceremony of the Dun & Bradstreet Corporate Awards 2015. To physically hand out each set of awards, I will additionally be calling upon select dignitaries, beginning with the first 10 trophies, for which I now invite onto stage Mr. Manish Prakash, President, Airtel Business, Bharti Airtel Limited, to the stage. First up, it's about electrification, with power getting the call up. The results didn't come as any shock, as NTPC Limited did what they do best. Congratulations. A few reactions expected from the next sector in question. It's chemicals, after all. Pidilite Industries Limited it was who worked out the formula for success. We are turning our attention to paper. Yet another grab of the limelight for Tamil Nadu Newsprint and Papers Limited. Well, fertilizers in more ways than one, this sector is all about growth. Tata Chemicals Limited. Okay then, time to make a song and dance of things, so to speak, as media and entertainment come into focus. Z Entertainment Enterprises Limited. Well, cement is one of the sectors critical to infrastructure in our race to becoming a high-growth economy. Having put in a solid concrete performance over the past fiscal, the trophy goes to Ultratech Cement Limited. Upping the technological stakes as software and ITS hold sway for the next couple of minutes. Tata Consultancy Services Limited defines the winning code. Our chief guest, the Honorable ex-minister, is unfortunately on a flight soon enough and has to leave us. Thank you very much, sir, for joining us. Let's give Mr. Yashwant Sinha a round of applause. Ladies and gentlemen, the next sector definitely concerns all of us on a daily basis. Consumer durables and appliances it is. And the winner is Voltas Limited. Non-ferrous metals next on the scoreboard, adding a bit more glitter to their mantelpiece, is Hindustan Zinc Limited. Winners in this next sector, oil, refining and marketing it is, and the accolades go to Reliance Industries Limited. I also like to thank Mr. Manish Prakash for doing the honors. Thank you very much, Mr. Prakash. I'd now like to invite onto stage the Chairman and Managing Director of Union Bank of India, Mr. Arun Tiwari. We're going shopping for a few awards as retail gets its name lit up on the marquee. Future Retail Limited was the consumer favorite over the past fiscal. Well, Dial T for telecom services, which is our next sector under consideration. Bharti Airtel Limited made all the right connections over the year in question. We'll slide through this next one even more smoothly. It's specialty oils and lubricants. And the winner is Castrol India Limited. I'd like to thank Mr. Arun Tiwari. Thank you very much, sir, for joining us. I'd like to invite Mr. Yusuf Poonawala, Vice President, Cox & Kings, to please join us on stage. Metal products. Jindal SAW Limited claimed all the glories in that space. Next, it's sugar, the sector under consideration. Sweet rewards for EID Parry India Limited. Well, it is gas processing, transmission, and marketing that's coming up for consideration, and the winner is GAIL India Limited. It's plastic and plastic products next. The citation goes to the Supreme Industries Limited. Gems and jewelry next. I'm sure the backroom guys added extra glitter to this trophy, given the standards that Titan Company Limited set in annexing this next one. Food products go under the microscope next, and Nestle India Limited ticked all the right boxes. Thank you very much, Mr. Yusuf Poonawalla, who will now hand over responsibilities to Mr. P.K. Ghose, Executive Director and Chief Financial Officer, Tata Chemicals Limited. It's footwear next, and the also-rans will have to take this result in their stride, because Bata India Limited next. FIs, NBFCs, financial services, all of it comes into focus. Finishing head and shoulders above the competition is Power Finance Corporation Limited. Moving on, the sector construction, infrastructure development. Larsen and Toubro Limited. Metals and minerals, the next sector in question. The award goes to NMDC Limited. It's banks we're turning our interest to next. The name that hit it right on the money is HDFC Bank Limited. Thank you very much, Mr. P.K. Ghose, for felicitating all of them. Thank you. And as Mr. Ghose leaves the stage, I invite Dr. Mendu Rammohan Rao, Provost, Watson School of Business, to please join the presentation party on stage. Well, we're exploring the sector graphite and electrodes, and the trophy goes to Graphite India Limited. Auto components going under the scanner next. The award goes to Bosch Limited. Electricals and electronics takes the spotlight currently. Havells India Limited through the fiscal. Well, it's glass and ceramics that demand our attention over the next few. The winner is Kajaria Ceramics Limited. Thank you, Dr. Mendu Rammohan Rao, for doing the honors. Mr. Rajiv Nangia, India Director, Monaco Government Tourist Bureau. We'd like for you to step up and present the next few. Rolling on its tires that comes spinning into our radar next. This one goes to MRF Limited. Our next sector in focus is real estate, and the winner is Prestige Estates Projects Limited. next sector is bearings, and the winner is SKF India Limited. The next sector we are checking into is hotels. You would have guessed correctly. Claiming the trophy is East India Hotels, or EIH Limited. Who were felicitated by Mr. Rajiv Nangia in that just concluded segment. Thank you very much. Mr. B. Satish Kumar, Chairman and Managing Director, Steel Exchange India Limited, will oversee proceedings over the next 3 award categories. May we have you up on stage, please? Agrochemicals is the first of those. The award goes to UPL Limited. Pharmaceuticals light up the marquee next. Finishing the year in the pink of health, Lupin Limited takes away all the accolades in this sector. The Dun & Bradstreet Corporate Awards moves towards the category Engineering Projects, Capital Goods. Bharat Heavy Electricals Limited, it is running away with all the accolades. Mr. B. Satish Kumar, thank you very much, who will now yield the spotlight for a similar task to Mr. Anurag Bansal, Director, SMC Global Securities Limited. Well, let's turn our attention to FMCG. Hindustan Unilever Limited got the biggest bang from the consumer's buck. Looking to carve out a slice of glory in the category wood and wood products. Green Ply Industries Limited